I'm sure we all know someone in our circle, be it our everyday communication circle, or those who are further out in the circle of every now and then we talk to them. And it may be multiple people, but there's usually this one person that we come into contact with that wants all the attention. They want the light to be shown on them. It's all about them. We all know someone or someone's like this. And a lot of times, it's at the expense of putting someone else's light out, putting someone else down. If you find yourself in a situation like that, where there's this person who is always sapping your energy, you're leaving their presence, questioning yourself, questioning your aspirations, then this message is for you. By the way, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button for more of my material. I recall the time that I was incarcerated. And of course, being incarcerated, you're in an environment that is very intense and sometimes can be very aggressive. And so there's a healthy level of fear that is necessary. It's just a brain way of basically helping us to stay alive. It's what you do with your fear that really determines who you are. But I remember when there would be intakes, new inmates, convicts coming in. And they came out and then they went to different dorms. And it was our job, those who were already in the complex, to see who's coming in for various reasons. Maybe an enemy from the past, somebody you had a beef with on the street, might be your cousin, might be your man who told you he was going to be coming soon. So you're analyzing them, but not only are you analyzing them for familiarity and for other reasons, but you're also looking at the body language. You're looking at the facial expressions. You're looking at the eye contact. And one of the things that I learned throughout is that a lot of the guys who did that extra appeared to be too much. Whether they became very macho, was putting on this image, or in the metropolitan area, we would call it gritting. Some people would be gritting. I think in the Latin area, they may call it mad dogging, like you looking at somebody a certain kind of way. Just doing too much for no reason, really setting yourself up for the potential of something violent happening to you, or you having to do something violent to someone, or even both, whatever the case may be. But the point is that they may have fooled a great deal of people by the way that they carry themselves. And I'm not saying that everyone who carries themselves in that manner is faking. But there's a great deal of people who carry themselves in that way, but all the time they were masking, covering up fear. They were very insecure with themselves. And as time will go on, a lot of this would eventually come to light. You'll find out that this dude was maybe an informant who was just trying to mask that insecurity of knowing that you violated, or this person was just genuinely fearful, and that was their response. Again, trying to hide it. It's normal that we reflect just the opposite of what we are feeling if what we're feeling is not going to be conducive in the environment that we're in, or in this case that they're coming into. Same thing with that associate, that friend, that relative of yours who is always projecting what could even come across as not just confident, but even arrogance, because they want the spotlight. It's all about them. They're going to tell you all about their accomplishments, what their aspirations are, who they deal with, their attire. It's all about them. And to some extent, that's okay. But sometimes that person has to pass the mic and let it go around the table so we all can have something to talk about. But the problem is that this type of person is a person that not only exalt their self or themselves, but they will do it while at the same time putting you down. They'll tell you why you're not going to reach your goal. And they'll tell you or minimize the accomplishments that you have already been successful at. They'll make it seem like they are it and you aren't. You have to be aware of these kind of people, because when you leave their presence, you're leaving second guessing yourself. You're doubting whether you can do what you set out to do, because they have pointed out to you why you can't, and all the big challenges and that you're going to have along the way, and they know because they did this and they did that. And again, just like those dudes who came into the prison system, acting all macho, they may have fooled a great deal of people. They even maybe had some guys scared of them because of the way they was carrying themselves. But there was a group of us who could see right through it and can see that, oh, you faking. And the same thing when it comes to those people that you deal with. You have to be able to see through it. And I'm going to tell you how you can see through it. A lot of times, if we want to understand something, all we have to do is go to the foundation of it. Go to the basics. Sometimes we get so caught up on what has been built on it, but we don't focus on where it stood in the first place. The basics is this. This is the psychology. Happy people want to see other people happy. It's almost like trying to smile and frown at the same time. You can't be happy within yourself, genuinely happy, and want other people to be put down. So you not only cling and are attracted to happy people because you are happy, but people who you see unhappy, you try to infuse some into them. You try to build them up, not tear them down. So if a person is continually making you feel a certain kind of way, when you come into their presence, doubting yourself, when you're leaving their presence, second guessing, when you're leaving their presence, laying down at night, listening, remembering what they said, not feeling too good, not feeling as motivated, then you got to understand that what they are putting out, no matter how masked in disguise it is what is really going on with them. So if they're making you feel doubtful, they're making you feel down, that's because inside them they are really down. Down in a form of low self-esteem. So don't feel bad. Understand this. When we go into a dark room and we bring one lamp, it brightens up that room. If we bring another lamp, it gets even more brighter. And the more lights that we bring into that room, the brighter it gets. So why do someone has to put your light out in order for theirs to shine? We shine even brighter together. And that is a problem that has been in our history up until this day. And in my opinion, I believe it can be traced back to a popular slave owner named Willie Lynch. He was so popular in the way that his slaves behaved that other slave owners came to him for advice on how to keep the slaves from running away, how to keep them in check, in other words. And some of the advice that he gave, and it's not verbatim what I'm about to tell you, but it's basically what he said. Turn the light against the dark skin, the short against the tall, the male against the female, the young against the old. And his advice was that if you do this, not only will they stay in check and be so at odds against each other and obey you, but this will go on for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So this has been something that we as a people have been dealing with. We call it the crab in the barrel syndrome. But in this case, it is your friend, your associate, your relative, always trying to keep you down, put you down, dim your light for theirs to shine. The way to deal with this is, if you send this person every so often, on a holiday, once, twice a year maybe, then maybe you can tolerate it. And when you come into the present, if you don't have to be at that table, maybe you'll go to another table. But if this person is exchanging phone calls with you on a regular daily basis, if this person is in your presence on a regular basis, you need to confront it. You need to help that person to understand how they make you feel. And you need to stand on it, because your truth is your truth. If you know that you're happy and you like to see other people happy, if you know that you're inspired and you want to inspire other people, then you know that your intentions are good. So why is this person making you feel bad or attempting to? God forbid that you would let them win in that way. But at least what you can do is confront them, and it'll be very, very rare and unfortunate if they admit it right then and there that, yeah, I do that. I apologize. You usually don't get that. They may have to go sit on that for a minute. But wherever the chips may fall, don't you feel bad. Even if they decide to put a gap, to put some space between the relationship. Even if they feel like they don't want to deal with you at all. You know you stood on your truth. And it obviously will do you some good, because they wasn't making you feel too good and giving you and exchanging good energy with you anyway. So be it. But at best, they may look at themselves and they may work on themselves. And thus, we break the cycle.